Hello, everyone. Welcome to the second episode of DPS STS Podcast. This is Navomita Mamtaj, Head of Marketing of DPS STS Kolkata, and your host for today. Today, we are going to talk about an important topic STEM activities. STEM activities are very important for a child's development, and educational institutions are now focusing more on these activities. We will have a detailed discussion on it today, and we have a special guest parent with us, Dr. Sadia Binte Alam. She is an associate professor of Department of Electrical and Electronic Engineering, IUBAT, International University of Business, Agriculture and Technology, and she is also a dear parent of us. Dr. Sadia, welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, we are very happy to have you with us. Thanks to you for coming online for us. So first, before starting the discussion on the topic, I want to ask you, how do you feel like having a list of degrees and achievements in your profile, like completing the PhD, working in different significant institutions in our country and in Japan, abroad, so publishing books and chapters? How do you feel? I mean, how could you manage all this?
Any sort of achievement is an encouragement. Is an encouragement to do more and more. So
Yeah.
in my case, I think that these degrees are actually not taking me towards a goal, but they're widening up my universe. That they're telling me that you have to do more and more.
Great, great. Very inspirational. Very inspirational. Thank you, thank you. So, Dr. Sadhya, let's start the discussion on the topic, okay? So, we are going to talk about a very important topic, but let's have the idea. What is STEM? We want to hear it from you. What is STEM activities?
Okay, actually, STEM is a curriculum which is based on four significant disciplines. Those are science, then technology, engineering, and mathematics. In our traditional school, we study these things definitely, but as separate subjects.
Right,
In terms
right.
of STEM, these subjects are integrated together in a unified platform, so that the knowledge we get from individual disciplines, these four individual disciplines, we can apply them together to solve a real life problem. So
Okay.
in STEM, the approach is like towards more real life activities.
Okay. So, it is science, technology, uh, engineering, and mathematics, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, why this STEM now? Like nowadays, I mean, we are getting to know about STEM activities, the importance of all these activities nowadays. But why is this STEM education is so important?
Well, it is an important question. Why it is important.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to talk about it in a different approach. Like in our day-to-day life, if I see our day-to-day life,
Yeah.
STEM touches every part of our life. How? Science, technology, engineering, these three things are actually surrounding us. I couldn't have this conversation with you today if the technology has not been developed in such a way, isn't it?
Right, right, exactly.
Similarly, if I take mathematics, but in the mathematics, we're using maths in every activities in our life. So, for example, I'm going to a grocery store to buy something. What I am doing, I'm giving the money, and I'm also taking the remaining ones, right? So this
Right.
is math, simple, addition, subtractions. So that means these disciplines are with us in our life. But why we are talking it in a separate way now? That we have to do STEM activities in our students' lives. Why? The reason is this STEM activity is actually, boosting up the innovation. They are
Right.
giving a training so that the students can think out of the box. And
Right.
innovation is the base to have a sustainable economic growth.
Right, right.
And as a parent, I want to talk about as a parent as well, that I'm
Please.
talking about STEM is very important for the country, for human development and things like that. But as a parent, why I will take the extra steps for STEM educations, right?
Yeah.
The most important thing as a parent is to provide best education possible for my kid.
Right.
We all try to do that in our respective ways. What is that? Why we need to do that? Because we want to give give the ability, bring the ability into our students so that they can grow up and have a very good life.
Right.
Now, this good life has some, terms, extraordinary terms. Like, what is good life? Like successful. They will have good jobs. They will have a, standard way of living and things like that. So this job is also very important with the education. Now, if I see the job market, current job market, STEM-based education, STEM-based job opportunities actually are increasing and in a very rapid way, rather than the general, job opportunities. And when our students will enter the job market, the scenario will be very different from our ones. They will be like focusing real life problem solving things, and not only being able to solve the problem, but also this problem solution has to be sustainable, has to be quick, and feasible as well. So these abilities to do these kind of things can brought into a students life by guiding them through this STEM education.
Right. So these are the benefits of STEM, that it develop a student in a practical way, so that it makes the student what should I say, they are capable of handling the practical life. They learn about, through these kind of STEM activities, they learn about the real life activities and all. So it helps them in that way. So these are the benefits of STEM, I guess.
Yeah.
So, and do you want to add something more to the benefits of STEM?
Yes. One more thing is that STEM boosts up the creativity.
Right.
It actually,
creativity.
What does it do? It actually helps the student to think out of the box.
Exactly.
Come up with new ideas to solve a problem, and not only come up with new ideas, but to experiment it, implement it using maybe it can be a team project, maybe it can be an individual one. So they are able to do things by own, like implementing and doing the knowledge they are getting. Okay, they are implementing first. And second thing is, along with many other benefits, like as I said, teamwork, then being able to know the latest technologies, and being creative. Another one is very important, and that is resilience.
Okay.
How STEM is helping with building the resilience. Our traditional system is actually focusing on a topic which is called do not fail. You can't fail. Whatever you are doing, you can't fail, isn't it? But
right.
In STEM, we are not saying that you can't fail, your idea can't fail. No.
You should fail and you should learn, right?
You should learn. That's the key point, that you can make mistakes, and from the mistakes, you should learn, analyze your mistakes, and you go into another approach. If that is not working, then go for another one. So it is not like that what you're doing, the way you're thinking is wrong. That's why you are not being able to successful. No, that may not be that.
Right.
So you have learned that you will not go to the path number 1, try path number 2.
Right.
That is not path number 3. And this is also life skill, I think.
Yeah, so, this is life skill, yeah.
So that's
So,
why I think this benefits our
yeah,
students.
that is the word I was looking for, like life skills. STEM, prepare yourself with life skills, actually. Okay,
That's
so now tell me, what should a STEM classroom looks like? I mean, what elements should we incorporate in a classroom that will make it easy to conduct the STEM activities?
well. STEM classroom must have three basic criteria, in my opinion, actually,
Mm,
because fortunately I have been able to see STEM classrooms and being a part of STEM education in Japan.
great.
So
Mm,
I have seen it, physically, and I have been able to see the environment and how they're working on
mm,
it. So, in my opinion, there has to be three things. One is building, and then they should have the scope of testing and collaborating. So
okay.
these three tasks have the classroom has to have a scope to do these
Mm,
three tasks. Now, what
okay.
they will build maybe a project. That means they are working on a group project maybe. So they will have a space where they can do the group project. When you're doing a
Mm,
project, if the project is going in a correct direction or not, you need to do the testing. At the
right.
same time, as it can be a group project. That means several other groups are working on different projects as well. So you can collaborate with other groups, talk
Mm,
about your ideas, learn about their ideas, and you can think broadly that these two
mhm,
ideas can be together or not, whether it can be better to have an integrated idea or something like that. So
right.
to do these activities, the class has to have some space for that, but it's not necessary that it has to be a very big one. It should be
Mm,
something like we can rearrange the class and
hmm.
easily, work with.
Flexible, yeah.
Yes, and things
Flexible.
like that. With
Right,
these
right.
three things, we need two more. What are? First thing is projector. Why you need a projector?
Okay.
So every
Mm-hmm.
classroom needs a projector because students are doing something, building, creating something. So they have to present that. The teacher can
Present it.
also present. Like
Mm,
they are also learning the technology, like learning how to do the PowerPoint presentation and be, with the technology, with the current scenario. And another one will be web, not safe web access. I'm not saying only
yeah,
web
yeah.
access, but
Uh,
safe web access.
Safe wave access,
Yeah,
right? Yeah. Mm,
because this learning is not only based on our textbook, but also from the surroundings. So
we
internet
need,
can be a great resource.
yeah, we can explore. The students can explore through the internet, right?
Yes. So
Yeah.
these five are for very simple scenario of a
Mm,
STEM education classroom. Now,
okay.
this
Mm,
classroom can be specific for subject wise. Say for
okay.
example, I'm teaching math.
Hmm.
So, so um, say for example, I'm teaching math in grade 1. So, and the topic, maybe today's topic is addition and subtraction.
Hmm.
So what can we do? What are the STEM tools can be? Like
Hmm.
I can have some coins or marbles or balls as my tool, and I can distribute those things equally. Say for example, I'm distributing every kid, every student 5 marbles. Okay, then I am giving the problem that student 1 has 5 marble and student B also had 5 marbles. Now student 1 has to give his or her 5 marbles to student B.
Okay.
Now, how many marbles the student B has? It is a simple addition, 5 plus 5, 10. But they are doing it by hands. So
Yeah.
what is happening? They are all activities, all the sensories are being active. Their hands, their eyes, their thinking, their brain is getting that signal that
Yeah.
I have 5 in hand, now I'm
5.
giving that, and together is 10. Like this is the approach to learn something by doing it. So this can be different for the case to case, it varies from subject to subject. but there are standard rules for this.
Great, great. I learned a lot about it today. So, how is STEM education different?
Uh, yeah, how is it different? Because we are learning the same thing, isn't it? So,
Yeah.
we are learning maths, we are learning science. In
Right.
both of the cases, how it
Mhm.
differs. Yeah. So the difference is in approach. The difference
Exactly,
lies in the
approach.
approach of it. Like, what is our traditional system? Our traditional system says that it is learning based education. How we are learning it? We're actually not learning, we're like giving my knowledge as a teacher to my student through giving the lectures
Mm.
and preparing the lecture for a specific period of time and preparing it from a specific textbook.
Mm.
And then how I am assessing it, I ask question to the students, they give answer. Depending on that answer, I give marks,
Mm.
and that number will tell me whether this student is good or bad. This should not be the way to judge a student, isn't it? So in STEM, what we are doing, we are not actually based or focusing on the teacher, him or herself, or the text. We are focusing on the student, how the student can, interact with the course, with the topic. The learning can be from surroundings. As I said, that they are learning addition. They're taking the balls and adding it together and counting it by their fingers and learning it. So they're not learning that 5 plus 5 is 10.
No,
Doing it.
they're
So
doing it.
STEM is actually implementing the knowledge that we are giving to them.
Right,
That is
So-
the main difference.
right. So, what skills kids develop through STEM activities? I mean, what are those list of skills you think?
This is a very, very interesting question, and I was actually looking forward. The reason is, with this question, I can actually dissect this STEM curriculum and talk about it more. So
Yeah.
to give this answer, I will like to think about a scenario that
Okay.
we have a classroom. So for example, grade 1 classroom,
Right.
section A.
Hmm.
So in this school, in this classroom, the students are learning, say for example, mathematics, and they are also learning arts and crafts. Kids do that. So as a teacher, I was thinking that I will arrange an event. The event is focusing on the activity where the kids will, create something, some products by their own, and sell it to the students of grade 1, section B, and others.
Okay. Okay.
So if this is a scenario, then what are the things will happen? First is the students in grade 1, they don't know what are the products, right? So the things they are making in art and crafts, those things can be their products. Like they draw, they make paper flowers, and they make origamis and things like those. They in fact maybe they're doing a block or something. They're making something. So
Right.
when they're making something, that can be a product. So this student now have the product. When they are thinking about the event, organizing an event, that means there has to be some task. This task has to be divided into groups. That means there will be a member of the groups. There will be a leader. Then there will be preparing this event classroom. We have to prepare it for the event and things like that. So after that, when we will have this event, we are talking about 2 sections in one classroom. but the classroom is actually for only section A, not for students of two classrooms. Say for example, we have students in one section, we have 30 students, but the event is for 60 students. How to incorporate these students into this event? Students have to think about that, right? And they can come up with solutions like, okay, we define a slot. Say for example, we are making some groups that in one slot, half of the student of group section B will come, and in another slot, half of the students will come, and things like that. That means they are having problems and they're finding out the solution. So they are having a critical thinking first. Second, they are selling something. That means they have to talk about their creativity, that what they have created. That means they have to talk about their ideas. They have to interact. That means the interpersonal communication skills are developing here. They are when you're buying something and selling something, that means it involves some exchange of money. Here it can be fake money, it can be token or anything. When we're doing this kind of exchanges, that means the student have to think about the maths, addition and subtractions. So maths and art are coming together as one skill. That means it is having your interdisciplinary skills. So in this way, the student can have leadership skill, can have soft skills like self-assessment, whether my idea is correct, whether I am doing it in the way I am talking about it is not correct or not. If my product is not selling that much, that means maybe it is not in the proper way to the way I'm presenting it, and things like that. So in this small event, one small event within my class, I can introduce the skills of leadership, interdisciplinary skills, critical thinking, innovations, creativity, teamwork, self-assessment, soft skills, everything.
Right.
And also apply my knowledge that I have learned to art. So showing that I have done this thing. I know maths. I can sell my product using maths.
Yeah.
So these things, focusing the STEM, or we are focusing these qualities to be built up into our students' characteristics. STEM curriculum.
Very important. I mean, a lot of important benefits of STEM and a lot of important skills kids can develop. So I want to ask two questions together. Is STEM learning from school, sir, enough for kids, or should we also practice it at home? And if we should practice it at home as well, then what activities can parents assign to the kids at home in terms of these STEM activities?
Well, first of all, STEM is focusing from kindergarten to up to grade 12. That means it is not only for the grade 7, 8 senior grades. No. We are talking from the toddlers. That what are their activities. So definitely we'll have to have this scenario of STEM in our education premises. Definitely we need that. And saying that, we also need it at home. How? Like toddlers like to ask so many questions.
Right.
And this is like I remember my son asked me once when he was 2 years old. He showed me two plants. One is rose, and another one may be cosmos. He asked me, "Mom, why rose has thorns and cosmos doesn't?" I was like, "What kind of question is this? Rose has thorns because it is their characteristics. Why are you asking this kind of questions?" So this is a very weird question, isn't it? But for the kid, it is not a weird question.
It is not for the kids.
Know that.
Yeah.
So, he is actually asking me a question and trying to get an answer from me, right? But in our STEM curriculum or in our STEM activities, what we can do, we can revolve the question from why to what. Like what is the difference between rose and cosmos? Plant of rose and cosmos, that it has thorns and the other one doesn't have. Why? Then the why question will come, and that question can be answered by the kid himself. Maybe because the stem is in the stem of the cosmos is very soft if you touch it, and rose it is very hard, and the leaves are very rough in rose, and cosmos is soft, and things like that. So he will start developing the sense of observations, and this is the state when the STEM comes in, and we can talk about these the differences, and start thinking critically. The kid can start thinking critically. So as a parent, we think nowadays actually, I have seen that parents are thinking that if I enroll my child into a programming language course, it will be beneficial and it is part of STEM. Definitely it is a part of STEM. I don't have any doubt about it. But at the same time, it is not only the way to integrate into a STEM criteria. It is one of the way. But when you are encouraging your child to talk about the programming they are learning and reasoning that program, that why I am using this kind of logics, what is the reason behind this, when I'm building, say for example, a game of shooting games, why I have to choose the positions in 180 degree or 360 degree or things like that. That means when the student will start thinking critically, we need to guide our student, guide our guide our child, so that they can think critically and logically, and that has to be from the beginning of their childhood.
Right. Great. So we've come to the end of the session. So I would like to ask last two questions to you. Is STEM education important for all grades? And what STEM activities can be arranged for senior grade students? Yeah.
Okay. STEM education is important for all, as I have mentioned in my earlier answer. That
you have already.
It is a process from the childhood until grade 12, so that they can be ready for their colleges. They can choose their path, what they want to do, with the skills they have developed in these long ways. Right. So that is why it is very important for everyone. Now, if I talk about the senior grades, the time of the senior grade student life, they are this time in a student life, it is very, very important, because these senior grades are actually creating path for upcoming future life of our students. Because if from here they will understand that, okay, I like math better, I understand chemistry better, and things like that, they will start knowing themselves. So in this case, if we can introduce some real life problems, say for example, climate change is a global phenomena, and it's a problem, because say for example, this winter I couldn't understand when the winter has come, and
exactly here. Oh God!
This is an effect. This is an effect of climate change.
Yeah.
So how we can have a clean environment? How our artificial intelligence systems or robotic systems that has been developed quite vigorously, it is developing. So how can we use those things to solve real life problems? So these questions, if we set as a project into our, students of these senior grades, they can think about it, they can research on it, and maybe they can come up with a feasible solution as well. So to me, if we talk about these projects for senior grades, that will be life related problems, and they are open for any kind of solutions that can be done.
Okay. Okay. So thank you so much, Miss Sadia. Thank you so much. I've learned a lot about STEM and how it can be so important and so beneficial for our kids. So very important discussion it was. Thank you so much, Dr. Sadia, for this wonderful session today. And
Thank you.
yeah, and I would like to say to the viewers that whoever is watching this session, I'm sure that you will learn a lot of important benefits of STEM activities. How it is this is so important. So thank you so much, everyone. Thanks, viewers. Thank you so much, Dr. Sadia. Take care and stay
Thank
safe.
you again.
Thank you. Take
Thank
care.
you.
Bye.
Bye bye.